always think about. So there's step one. The first thing that I would go to, and if it doesn't work, I would stop there. Step one is, are you solving a problem that is really important and valuable that your customers would pay for? And pay, not just pay for, but pay properly for. Right? So are you solving a problem that your customers will pay properly for? That's step one. If yes, go to step two. Step two, is the problem you're solving, can you turn that into a profitable business? Profitable business. And in these economic times, if you can't turn it into a profitable business, you are going to set yourself up for a world of pain. Don't do that. Your time and your energy is so valuable. Find a problem that your customers will pay really well for and that you can turn into a profitable business. If you can do that, step three, think about your market. Step three, think about your market. Are you competing with an 800-pound gorilla head to head? Are you going to take on a multi-billion-dollar company in their core product? If the answer is yes, you're going to go up against such huge headwinds that it's probably the probability of success, right? The amount of luck, the amount of hard work you would have to put in is going to be substantial, right? So you might want to think about, is that really the right problem to solve? If you're going up against an 800-pound gorilla in their core business, my advice is, you've got to think really, really hard about that. And do you have the competitive advantage, yes or no? If you're competing with an 800-pound gorilla in one of their other products, go for gold. Because they never put the A-team on one of their other products. They always put the A-team on their core business. Yeah, so if you're competing with someone, and we are, right? We're competing with multi-billion-dollar businesses, but they have suites of products. And the suites of products never really get the investment, never really get the love, never really get the attention. And you can win against them, right? We win against companies like Bentley, if anyone knows who they are. We win against them every time, right? And they're a multi-billion-dollar business, yeah? Because we're not competing in their core product. We're competing out to the side of one of their ancillary products. So step three, understand who you're competing with. Step four, market again. Is your product, service relevant in lots of geographies and lots of economies? Because markets are cyclical. They do this. Market cycles go up and market cycles come down. And a rising tide floats all boats, and a bad market kills good businesses. A bad market kills good businesses. So you've got to make sure that your product or service is relevant in lots of economies or lots of industries, so that you can be resilient across market cycles. Right? Really, really, really important. We were lucky. We started in mining, and a year after we started, the mining market crashed. 2013, mining market crashed, if anyone was in that. Thousands of people laid off in Mackay, like 6,000 people laid off in Mackay, almost overnight. Most of those people went to oil and gas, and then we went to oil and gas. And we're like, thank God for that, right? But then the oil and gas market crashed in 2014. And I built the business in the US to 13 people, and it dropped back to 5 people, to 4 people, to 3 people, to 2 people over 6 months. I'm like, oh shit, not again, right? And we're like, okay, lesson here. What markets are more resilient than mining and oil and gas? Luckily, some people we knew moved to power and water, and we started going into them, and we're thinking, okay, these are actually pretty stable markets. Thank God, right? And so for the last 7 or 8 years, we've focused on marketing into stable markets. And during the pandemic, the big C, I think someone called it yesterday, we actually didn't lose a single client. We were lucky, we weren't impacted, right? Going into these changing market cycles now, we're lucky because our customers are very resilient. They're critical infrastructure, And so we hope that our organisation will continue to be relevant and valuable. So that's the fourth one, right? And the fifth one's really important. Is it legal? Right? It is really important, right? Is it legal? You have a look at Airbnb and you have a look at some of the other organisations that have invested a shitload of money to own the market, and now stuff's turning around where councils and governments are restricting their businesses through legislation. Yeah? And they are investing so much money into these things, they're buying market, but they're going to lose market share, right? And you can ask yourself, is your product legal, right? Because you don't have to fight some of those things that are complete externalities that you have no control over, especially if you're at a small scale. So 5 things that make a good business. Hope that's helpful. I know I have to finish. Over to you, Tara.